Michelle, what did you learn throughout this process?
By hearing the parents speak, I always figured, because I teach the older grades, I taught first grade for a while, but I've been in sixth grade for a long time, and you don't see the parents in sixth grade, but they're always there in first grade. So I just assumed as the kids grew up, the parents and the children kids don't want their parents around. Parents truly do want to be involved, not necessarily putting up bulletin boards and sitting there. They just want to be in the classroom, seeing how their kids interacting, and they just want to know what the expectations are for their child and how their child's doing by observing it, not just getting a grade on a piece of paper. So instead of thinking parents really stepped out when the kids got in the upper grades, I just realized they didn't feel comfortable to step in. They didn't want to usurp me by asking those questions. So now I just offer a lot more information than I used to when they come to conferences.
Teresa.
Yes. What did I learn?
Lessons learned.
Oh gosh, I feel like I learned a lot. But one of the things, and I feel kind of naive saying this, but I did not fully get how important the whole question of race is in the school system. And you know, all the teachers, you know, educators, we get put through diversity training and we do this and that and da-da-da. And you know, I've always considered myself a very open-minded person, but you know, I'm white, and so I don't know what that is like, that experience of, you know, being Asian or Hispanic or Black or whatever it might be, and just hearing parents and just getting that idea that like this is a really important issue to help kids feel, you know, proud of who they are and of their culture, and that's as important as all the other things that I do. And that, you know, teaching my kids that like talking about race doesn't make you racist. It's just something that we all have to be able to communicate about. So that, and I mean, and I'm that's sort of opening up, you know, just a whole journey for me with that. But that's been a real powerful piece of learning for me. Important, you know, for a teacher.
To piggyback on what she said, after we had that discussion the first time about bringing in racism and racial identity, I had my panic moment. And then I realized that we bring out famous people in different cultures, but we don't bring out leadership in different cultures. So that was something that really changed in me this year. When I do my world cultures in my different groups, I made sure I brought out the leadership and their thinking and why they acted the way they did in each, which was a lot of research for me because I didn't have any of it. But it's not in our books, you know, and I know it's not in our books, but we talk about George Washington, we talk about, you know, Benjamin Franklin, we talk about, but we don't bring out those big leaders in all the different groups. So I really had to research the Latino leaders and what was their causes and, you know, just the different groups, and the Japanese American and Chinese American, what was going on when they came to America. So it changed the way I actually focused my social studies this year.
If you could, you know, think a step back and, if you're willing to think about your experiences, what comes to mind for you?
Well, what initiated this was, from the in the very beginning, was the inability to share curriculum with other leaders throughout the region. And so we wanted to work collectively with a research-based group, the UW, to see if we could design some curriculum piece so that when we were talking with other district leaders about parent engagement kind of systems work, that we could offer something that was a product, you know, tangible. Because of the legal connection that we had with our current curriculum provider, we couldn't do that. So that's where it originated. For me, the biggest outcome has been, having been a building principal and a district leader and I'm a parent, is that what helped me have conversations with all groups, parents, principals, and the teachers, was looking at the research and the words. So it's one thing for a district leader to sit in a committee and hear parents talk, and you think that you're catching everything, right? You think you heard what you thought the parents said they wanted, but then when you go back and you actually read it word for word, you realize how much you didn't hear. Because, like for me, how much of it I wasn't truly listening, right? I was filtering it through my trained eye of thinking about curriculum or thinking about systems. So
Great, thank you.